Who's your favorite artist? Rihanna, Beyonce, Kanye, Ye, Taylor Swift maybe? Those artists have nothing to do with this video, as this video is about Katy Perry, and in spite of that, they have a lot in common with Katy. They've been in the game for a very long time, won numerous awards, and they've scored #1 hits on Billboard. Now the artists I mentioned were able to adapt to the musical wave that keeps changing and still resemble them and progress artistically. It's not that Katy hasn't reinvented herself, as she has, but it's proven to be more challenging for people that grew up on Katy Perry's music to accept what her music has become today. Don't get me wrong, Katy's music has never been hella deep or it makes you rethink your life after you listen, and that's always been okay. Instead, the music has always had a simplistic but still exciting feel to it. Katy had the Midas touch to every song that gave it a larger-than-life appeal. But in recent times, the singer's music has become uninspiring and sadly mediocre. Hits are not everything, but the once dazzling hit-making machine, Katy Perry, has morphed into something unrecognizable music-wise. And that, my friends, is what we're here to talk about. Katy Perry debuted in 2001 with Katy Hudson, a Christian rock record that failed to make her name in the music market, but shattered all expectations of her with her 2008 One of the Boys, which was mainly pop rock. Katy was a goofy artist in 2008. She wore banana peels on her dress and fell on stage. I Kissed a Girl, Katy's debut single, was extremely successful, but no one really took the singer seriously. For one, she was a new pop star, and pop stars come and go just like that. Hot and Cold, Thinking of You, and Waking Up in Vegas was further released from One of the Boys, and something different started to happen in the conversations surrounding Katy Perry. The artist that was initially perceived as a kind of loony homage to old Hollywood was now looked at as a relevant figure in pop culture. Between 2008 to 2013, Katy Perry released 3 successful albums: One of the Boys, Teenage Dream, and Prism. All albums went multi-platinum. Both Teenage Dream and Prism peaked #1 on the US Billboard 200. The pop masterpiece Teenage Dream is the second album in history to produce 5 #1 singles after Michael Jackson's 1987's Bad, and the first by a female to achieve this milestone. The album was further certified 8 times platinum by the RIAA, selling 8 million album equivalent units. In 2013, the digital artist released Prism that gave us 5 singles: the Diamond Certified Power Pop anthem Roar, Unconditionally, Dark Horse featuring Juicy J that caused a domino effect of pop stars experimenting with trap sounds. Birthday was the next single, then This Is How We Do was the final single from the project. Katy was seen as a dominant force in pop in the early 2010s decade. After the mid-2010s was where bubblegum pop music began to experience a drought, and subgenres like dark pop and bedroom pop started to emerge, along with trap music and emo rap. Listeners were changing their musical tastes, and the industry took note of that. Katy Perry tried to change with it. With the artist's last 2 studio albums, that's when things started to go downhill for Katy Perry. Witness and Smile. Witness. Katy Perry released Chained to the Rhythm featuring Skip Marley as the leading single from Witness on February 10, 2017, a pop disco dancehall track. Chained to the Rhythm addresses the complacent state of society, and the song was praised by critics for its political message. In the song, Katy sings, "Are we crazy living our lives through a lens, trapped in our white picket fence like ornaments, so comfortable we're living in a bubble, so comfortable we cannot see the trouble." The single peaked #4 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and went 2 times platinum in the US. The second single, Bon Appetit featuring the Migos, was an okay song in my opinion. The singer did receive backlash because the Migos has homophobic lyrics in some of their songs, and that SNL performance was hella goofy. Bon Appetit peaked #59 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and was certified gold in the US. 3 more singles was released from Witness: the alleged Taylor Swift diss track Swish Swish featuring Nicki Minaj, Save as Draft, and Hey Hey Hey. But only Swish Swish managed to chart on the US Hot 100, peaking #46. Sadly, Witness was not a commercial success for Katy despite debuting #1 on the US Billboard 200 and selling 180,000 album equivalent units first week. As of 2020, Witness sold 311,000 copies in the US. During the Witness era, Katy also experienced mental struggles coming to terms with her true self, Katy Hudson. Side note, the album marked a departure from longtime producer, co-writer Dr. Luke, who now goes under pseudonyms Cass, Richard Head, Made in China, Tyson Tracks, Lockter Duke. And in 2017, Forbes reported that hip-hop was the most consumed musical genre in the US, becoming the most popular genre in music for the first time in US history. And pop was put on a sort of back burner. The album was not good in my opinion, and I think some of these factors played a part in the low performance of Witness. The downfall did not stop there, unfortunately, as Katy's latest full-length LP, her sixth, Smile, released in 2020, also was a flop, selling over 400,000 copies in the US. Not bad, but for Katy, bad. Smile is really lackluster and uninspiring. The lyrics are very basic and plain. The life that Katy normally exudes was not captured on the project at all. Even today, now in 2022, I only enjoyed 2 songs from Smile, Daisies and Harley's in Hawaii. With Harley's in Hawaii, I feel like it's the only song that really captures the essence of Katy Perry. And I know Never Really Over was successful, seeing it went to sell 1 million, but its hype quickly died down because in 2019, people wasn't really indulgent in the super pop sound of the 2010s. And in 2019, pop music was more dark and experimental. This will not be my last video on Katy Perry, but for those of you who have been here and see my first video on the singer, by no means am I trying to make this a "oh my god, Katy Perry is a flop now" or "oh poor Katy." Katy Perry is unrecognizable now, has nothing to do with Katy as a person or how she looks. It's solely about her music, and how when I think of Katy Perry today, I now get this nostalgic vibe, and it's weird. It doesn't sit right with me because I think Katy Perry should just be getting started in her career. And maybe I am asking for too much. Maybe that's just me. Katy Perry has released 6 studio albums in her career. Most artists will never get to even release 1. And she's released some of the greatest pop songs of all time. But I do feel like Katy has lost something. Something with her last 2 albums. And hey, maybe her next album, she'll come back and remind the world why Katy Perry is legendary. What's your favorite Katy Perry song and album? And if you have to remove any album from her discography, which would it be? Let's continue the conversation of Katy Perry in the comments section. I am Don, and I will see you in the comments.